What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Coast to Coast. I'm Ronan Gain. Joining me, as always, Chris Nambu. So, is the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade finally going to happen? Is this saga finally going to come to an end? Apparently, the Bucks are listening to offers, but I feel like that's been reported before, so we still don't really know. But obviously, we're going to get into it on the pod today. We're going to be talking some teams that should be looking at him. We're going to be talking potentially some packages that would be enticing for those Milwaukee Bucks. We also got to talk about the Warriors. We've been watching them this past week. It's been a bit of a rough watch. There's been different issues that have led to games being postponed and players having to sit for games. So it's been a little bit of a mess, but we're going to get into the Warriors stuff. We're going to have a check-in on the Atlanta Hawks, see how they're getting on since the Trae Young trade. And then we got to talk about some dark horse contenders. The Clippers and Celtics at different points this year looked like they were completely out of contention, but now they're kind of on the rise. We got to do a little check in there. But before we get into it all, Chris, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. I'm sure you're relating to this, but man, all the snow we've had, been freezing my butt off, digging out the cars, and man, I'll actually just say on a personal note, I did not know I did not have a shovel until around midnight the other night when there was 2 feet of snow and my car was stuck outside. So PSA, if you don't have a shovel, you never know when you're gonna need it. You never know what kind of hole you're gonna dig yourself out of. You never know what kind of 6-21 hole you might dig yourself out of. And that's the Clippers, man. What kind of hole have they dug themselves out of this season? That's some pro podcasting right there, by the way. I have to say myself. But listen, man, let's just jump there. I need to jump there because you mentioned the Clippers to me the other day, and I was like, sure. And I kind of was sleeping on the amount of wins. I've seen their win stack, and I've seen the Kawhi stats. I've seen the Harden stats. I've seen that Kawhi's played through that. But what I did not put together mentally was the stretch they've put together in the last 20 games. They've now crossed 500. They're the only team in NBA history who's gone from 6-21 to be a 500 team, and that threshold is ending the season. And guess what? They have the 11th easiest strength of schedule for the rest of the season. They're rolling. Who knows if anyone gets hurt? But I am pretty much in shock. I'm more in awe. I'm very happy. You know me, I am just dreading the possibility of OKC stacking more picks. It's not good for the league. It's not good for the collective mental health of those who are dreading their incoming dynasty. But man, great for this franchise, man. Their fans have just stuck with them, and it's been a tough go for this team who had no hope, zero hope. When Bradley Beal broke his hip, like there was nothing. There's nothing to look forward to. There was no, incoming draft. There was no young guy on the roster. It was just basically old James Harden trying to, pull water out of this sinking ship. And here we go. They're moving, man. They're making moves, and they've been doing really good.
Yeah, no, you're kind of looking at them now. You're kind of like, the dark horse. Obviously, they're the oldest team in the NBA. There have been moments this year where like the other guys of this squad have just been absolutely awful. But on this current stretch where they've won 9 of their last 10, 16-3 run, they're top five both ends of the floor. They're only five and a half games back of the number 6 seed. Harden's doing his thing, and Kawhi looks as good as he has in the regular season since his first year in LA. Right on the cusp of a 50, 40, 90 year. Like leading the league in free throw percentage, still leading the league in steals. Like he's still doing it on both ends. Like, could this be that one last hurrah of Kawhi? Like we're gonna say it every year, and I'm never gonna believe it until I see it with my own eyes. But like it feels like this could be the year where he just kind of can give it everything for this 1 year of magic, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of those two, I mean, you said it on the top five. They are, no, this last stretch, the best team in basketball. They have the highest net rating. They have shown it at both ends of the floor. And that duo right there, averaging 53 points per game between the both of them. Are they, right now, with Jokic being out, the best duo in basketball?
They might just be. I mean, they're right up there. When you're thinking like duos, I feel like a lot of places around the league at the moment it's individuals. So yeah, I think they're definitely in that conversation for sure.
It's not Cat and Brunson. That's a
It is not.
conversation that we'll have in a little bit. It's not Luka and LeBron. That's still an evolving dynamic throughout this season. That's been weird. Obviously, de facto, Jokic and Murray. It would probably also be Jokic and me if you put me on the court. But I mean, Murray's had a fantastic season. I hope he gets into this All Star reserve team. But outside of Nuggets, Jokic, and Murray, I mean, it's really Kawhi and Harden. Am I surprised to say that at their age in this season? Yeah, for sure. But they've been tremendous. I think they'll continue cooking. And I'll just go through this list. This is always an exercise you try to get to. In terms of faith in the postseason, if they're around this play-in scenario, if they're in this, play-off scenario, if they're in the top six, who knows? Are you taking them over the Blazers? I'm not going to let you answer. Yeah. Right? Warriors, we'll get to them in a second. At this point, I don't think they're going to be there anymore unless something drastic happens. Suns, tough, but I think I take the Clippers over the Suns right now. The kind of that interesting territory you get to is your T-Wolves, your Lakers, your Rockets, and the way they've been playing. I think I feel pretty good about their chances if they continue playing at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, like we've seen like another injury blow for the Houston Rockets. Steve Adams is done for the year. So that's a big blow for them in terms of that double big lineup that they like to put out there in terms of offensive rebounds, just rebounding in general. They can really dominate and be super physical. So that's a hit for them. You're kind of really looking at the only. I think you'd be willing to take a gamble on the Clippers against pretty much anyone outside of probably the full strength Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're the teams where I still think that they don't have enough to match there. But outside of that, we've seen the inconsistency with the Lakers. Like they basically have no defense. The Rockets are slowly kind of crumbling with the injuries kind of stacking up for them. The Timberwolves have been inconsistent outside of Anthony Edwards. Like the Suns, we still don't really know what they're at. The Warriors look like they're going to hit a skid. So like the Clippers could really make some noise, even if they have to go through the play-in to do it.
Did you just say the Thunder or the Nuggets are the only team? Dude, I'm so sick of this, man. Who's the second seed? Do you just want to say who it is?
Wait,
Who's
what?
the second seed? Who's the second seed in the Western Conference?
Oh my god,
Maybe
I
you
completely
forgot.
forgot about the
Maybe
Spurs.
you
I actually
forgot.
did.
Oh,
I
yeah,
actually
you did.
genuinely did
I'm
forget.
sure you did. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Listen, guys, I apologize for the Wemby hate. It's not me. It's all Ronan. Listen. Give this man his respect. That's crazy.
I honestly did
That's
forget. I'm not
crazy.
gonna lie.
But seriously, dark horse. I think that this is such a bipolar league. I can't believe it just went from like lamenting the end of the Clippers era and the demise of the league in their hands as the Thunder get another top 10 pick. And then in 20 games, I mean, 20 games is a non insignificant sample size. And I'm sure we'll be hopping on the pod again 20 games from now when Kawhi has been out for 10 games and they're now lost 8 straight or something like that. But that's always a tricky thing with him, man. And I hate to. This is why I hate talking about the Clippers sometimes because there's always that asterisk, and it makes the projecting them out difficult. But we know what they look like when Kawhi's healthy, man. And for the Kawhi believers out there, they're pretty happy because this is who he is, man. 30 points per game, best defender in the league, and he probably would be a perennial MVP candidate if he just could stay on the floor. And when you have a guy like that, you can win. You can win a series. You can win multiple series. When you have Ty Lue, when you have the athletes they have on this team, John Collins looks good. They've showed that they have a little bit more depth there as well. I think that they're someone to look out for. They're a team that would be competitive in the playoffs. You'd say that for a lot of teams, but for a team with Kawhi Leonard himself, they're dangerous.
Two-time Finals MVP. We know what he can do, especially in the playoffs. He always kind of steps up his game, and like you're kind of looking at the Clippers, and you kind of think of them in the same way to the 76ers. They have that one star who's always out on the floor doing his thing, but you're not sure if he can really get them over the hump. And then they have that other star who, when he's at his best, can do it all, but you never really fully believe he's going to be at his best in the biggest moments. So it's kind of funny to see that contrast. So what about another dark horse team? Not really a dark horse team because they're still pretty good, but they're without arguably their best player this season. They cleaned house in the off season to kind of free up some cap room and kind of effectively take a backseat this year. But the Boston Celtics are still the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. They are still the second best offense in the entire NBA, which is exactly what they were last year. Like, how are they doing this?
It's Joe Mazzulla. It's their 3-point shooting. They've found some decent depth. Guys like Shireman, guys throughout their roster. I mean, Peyton Pritchard's taken a step forward. Derek White's had a solid season. I think that as a whole, this is a testament to the Celtics system, the way they're able to generate threes. Their half-court offense is great. Let's just go through it, man. They pass every test when it comes to the eye test, when it comes to advanced metrics. They've been very good. Big picture here, they're Fourth in point differential. That's always a huge metric. When you look at the teams that are highest chances to make the championship, it's all point differential is one of the most reliable predictors of this. They take care of the ball. They're second in turnover percentage, and again, their free throw rate is the only thing that's really lacking in terms of half court offense. Let's just think about them in terms of what it would look like if Tatum came back. Like you plug him into this team that's already really humming offensively, that's developed some more wing depth, um, and you add another like true like on ball defender. We'll see what he looks like if he does come back this season. But is it really crazy to think about this team that has been so efficient offensively, that's still hovered even without KP, even without as strong of a defense as they had before? They've still hovered just right outside the top 10. Can that team plugging in Jason Tatum not make the finals?
I mean, like, yeah, it's just, you keep, like, you always just go back to the fact that it's the Eastern Conference. That's the way you kind of give them the most hope. I do still kind of feel like this is a regular season team, and when the pressure that's going to be on Brown to create and score when you get to a playoff series, that will maybe be their downfall. And the big man game, I know like Kata has been unbelievable. Don't get me wrong, he's been great this regular season. I believe when in his minutes on the floor, I don't know if they're still up there, but when earlier on in the season, I remember when they were playing the Knicks, one of the stats that was read out was when Kata was on the floor, the Celtics had the number one defense in the NBA. So like he's making a big impact, and it's just some of the other guys like Jordan Walsh and a few guys like that. I'm just not sure how much they can really do when we get to a playoff series. So I feel like this is still a regular season team. And I think the stuff with Tatum, I think it's a load of crap. I don't think he's coming back this year. I think this is very similar to the whole Aaron Rodgers situation when he tore his Achilles with the Jets. And they wanted to just tout this whole thing that he's a superhero and he's going to come back earlier than anyone thought. But it was never actually realistic, and it's just not the smart play. They're just trying to hype him up to be this like larger than life sort of person and trying to keep some hope within the franchise. I don't think he's coming.
Maybe. Maybe. All reports say that he's passed every benchmark of his PT perfectly. He's progressing well. So, like, all the objective reporting about it is good. The subjective part about, tempering expectations and all that has been pretty ambivalent. Like, we don't know. He's never given us any clear sign about if he'll come back or not. He's thrown a little bit of doubt on it this week, but I don't know, man. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's always been considered, and I think it'll be really fascinating if the Celtics make the. I mean, they're obviously going to make the playoffs, but if they make it to the second round and Tatum's cleared to go, I mean, who knows? But I think with Kata not being there, like you see how bad their defense is. Like that just like doesn't pass the smell test for me. The fact that their defense is this reliant on Nemias Queta, who I think he's made excellent strides. I believe in him as an athlete, as a rim protector, as a roller, but they just do not rebound well enough, even with him there. Like they are bottom 10 in defensive rebounding, and it shows on the floor at times. They play small very frequently, and at times their speed helps them defensively. They're really able to switch a lot. They're able to rotate and recover well because of the athleticism of these guys. But when it comes to size, when it comes to interior, that would be something in the playoffs that would worry me for sure.
That's where I'd look at the Pistons, and the Knicks would really take advantage of that
Yeah,
rebounding element
yeah,
in the playoffs for sure.
yeah. That's exactly what I would be worried about. I mean, who knows who's even going to be in the front court in New York by the end of the season? But before we get to that, let's jump over to the Hawks. So the Celtics and the Hawks played last night. I was fortunate enough to be at the game. Wanted to have a look at. I was hoping it'd be the tale of the two Jalen's, see how both those guys matched up together. Not too much to report from the Celtics. It just felt like an off night. Sometimes I got to be honest, man. In the middle of January, sometimes they feel like January games. It feels like people are trying to get to the All Star game, just make it there and make it to this break. And sometimes it feels like a little bit of a slog. Maybe that was last night. Maybe people got other things on their minds, but I mean, the Celtics just underperformed. The Hawks showed how good they can be. I'll say that a lot of the positives here, I'd say, are for the Hawks. Man, Nickeil Alexander-Walker's just having such a good season. It's
Yeah.
just there's nothing more to say than that. Like, dude, like his confidence is at an all-time high. Like his quick trigger, like the player that he's become now from the time you saw him in New Orleans, the Jazz, and finally finding his home in Minnesota and gaining his confidence there. Like he's just taken that to a whole new level. I mean, he's one of the better two guards in the league at this point. I mean, one of the best 3-and-D players in this league. And just to see that happen for him here in Atlanta is just awesome. You saw Dyson Daniels have a great game. Like offensively, like he's still really not blossomed there. You thought maybe take a big step forward this season. It's not really come there, but man, defensively, he just continues to. It almost felt like the Celtics were just going away from Jaylen Brown because Daniels was there, which I have thoughts about. I think that's ridiculous. I think Jaylen Brown should have had the ball more, but that's not how the Celtics play. Daniels has had that type of effect, game in, game out. But the one great thing that you see every single night with this Hawks team, and dude, Jalen Johnson, he's in. This is his team. Let's check in. They've not had like the strongest stretch. They did lose 3 straight after they had the Trae trade. They have a nice little run here, 5 in a row, so that they are starting to build some momentum. Let's look at his counting stats just for the season. He's averaging 22, a little over 10 rebounds, almost 8 assists. The only other player doing this is Nikola Jokic. There's no other player who's like the playmaking has been wild for him. The way that Quinn Snyder's really empowered him. Jalen Johnson's done such a good job of knowing when to move the ball, and it just does it all within flow. Like he attacks mismatches well and kicks the ball out. And there's so many times last night where he didn't need to be the guy. He didn't need to go out and score 30. Didn't need to go out and score 25. But he filled the lane, did short roll, pass out from the post, moving the ball well. Like he has really evolved. He's an elite player. I mean, he's just very, very solid. He'll be one of the better players in the East for years to come.
Nah, like his stuff's been crazy the way he's kind of popped off. He had a little bit of a slow start to the year, but I feel like over like the last like 2-3 months, I feel like after every Hawks game, it's like Jalen Johnson sets record for triple doubles in Atlanta. Jalen Johnson becomes first player since like Magic Johnson to average like 20, 15, and 5 over a 5-game stretch. It's like little things like that just keep on coming up, and I think that's what this year is about. He's kind of moving on from Trae, getting the good times rolling again in Atlanta, and just knowing that this team is perfectly set up to really compete next year. Like they are very much in contention to not just be in the play-in, but to be in the playoffs this year. Only two and a half games back of the 6th seed at the moment in the East, so they could definitely still make strides there. And you could also still make the argument that they potentially have the best package to offer Milwaukee for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
They're not going to do it. I mean, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. But do we jump into that now?
Let's jump into that now.
Let's jump into that now. And let's jump into that and then pull the Hawks right back out of it. There is no chance, 0 chance, they're trading Jalen Johnson. And I think it stops there.
Oh, no. I wasn't thinking about him. But I think the picks that they have is what makes it interesting.
It does.
That New Orleans pick, that Milwaukee pick, I think that's where Milwaukee might get interested. And let's not forget, they could include Zachary Richese, and I know he's not doing much, but he was a number 1 overall pick a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Can you imagine the absolute regret you must have? I mean, maybe the Hawks intel was there that trade would not have happened regardless. But the problem is the salary matching, and you needed Trae salary. You can't trade CJ. Can't trade. Really, to match the salaries, it would be difficult without including Johnson, I think. But if they had just held on to Trae for a couple more weeks, where would they be at? They'd probably be at the top of the list. But a lot of teams confirmed here. I think at this point, this is no longer smoke. It's fire. DEFCON 0. They're launching missiles. They're launching calls. They're taking calls. We know exactly who they were talking to because the athletic sources already confirmed that they've had discussions with Timberwolves, had discussions with the Warriors, had discussions with your Knicks, and discussions with the Miami Heat. And I'm sure that list is going to expand to every single team that has a phone connected to the wall. There's no chance no team is not going to explore what possibilities could be had. Let's start with your Knicks. I am curious what the temperature is in the room. It feels pretty hot to me. It feels pretty steamy, pretty uncomfortable, really humid. think some people want to get out of this room and would rather bring in a guy like Giannis and get this over with. Um, Other people, not so much. Does James Dolan really still believe in this? I don't know. Do you?
Like, I mean, now the reports come out today that apparently Karl Anthony Towns has sucked so badly this year because he's upset that the Knicks were willing to trade him for Giannis last summer. That's a report that's come out today. I guess that's his excuse for being so bad this year.
Stay mad, big dog. Like you're.
Like I'm just like, okay, great. Maybe just stop being such a baby. Like this is the world that you live in. Like everyone's names get mentioned in trade talks literally all the time. So like chill out a bit. That's your excuse. Okay, great. But I mean, they brought in Mike Brown and like his philosophy being around the 3-point shooting. And don't get me wrong, the Knicks have been better this year with Mitchell Robinson on the floor instead of Karl Anthony Towns. That is just a fact. The stats back that up. That's just the way it is. But add to that, like just like last night when like I know Cat's been crap all year. He was great on the boards last night, but outside of that, he really sucked. But then when we needed it to start the fourth quarter, he hits a couple of nice threes and just kind of gets us over that hump, and that secured the win for us. And I think that's still super important for this team. The spacing that he provides is key. And like to bring in a guy like Giannis, they're gonna have to get rid of two, if not more, of their key role players outside of Cat, and that's just the team's not going to be good enough. Giannis, Brunson, like without Hart, or like probably Hart and Bridges maybe gone out of that as well. Like I just don't see how they still have enough to get over the hump. And again, bringing in a player who can't make free throws, I still have PTSD over our missing free throws from last year. It's still a big problem for this team. We're going to bring in a guy. I know he's an unbelievable player. He's a perennial MVP. But this calf injury still kind of worries me with Giannis. He is 32. And also, I just don't think he fits I think Mike Brown can make adjustments, but they brought in this coach that's more of a 5-out kind of guy who relies on the 3-point shot. And I don't see how adding Giannis to that will like put us in the best position to win.
Clip that. How does Giannis put you in the best position to win? Because he's a top three player in the world in the game of basketball. And Brunson is a top 10, 11, 12, probably top 10 player in the game of basketball. And when you put two top 10 players together and you have a couple of role players, maybe you don't have a full complement, but if you're able to hold on to one of OG and Mikhail, if I mean Josh Hart, I mean send Josh Hart to Siberia. I love Josh Hart to death, but I mean Josh Hart, send him to the moon. It does not matter if that means Giannis is on the floor with Jalen Johnson, one of Mikhail
Jalen
and
Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
If we can find a way to get Jalen Johnson over too, that'd be great. Yeah.
I mean, look how these other guys have played. You know, your Koleks, your Deuce McBrides. Like you have other guys out here that can contribute. You won't have a totally bare bones team. I don't know. It just seems that's my bare bones analysis of it. If you have the ability to get two top 10 players in the room, maybe that's a little bit too rocketsy of me.
When's the last time that it worked? That's what I would ask you. When's the last time betting two top 10 players together worked out for a team? It's been a while.
LeBron, Dwayne Wade,
yeah,
Curry.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Kawhi and nobody else. And Look what's happened with the difference here, though, is that like the timeline is pretty urgent. Like you're not giving away your future, right? What is the future? There is no future. You don't have any first round picks to trade. The future is right now. And if this iteration is not going to lead to a championship, which I think you can pretty much say it's not, you're not going to beat OKC with this, right? If OKC chokes in the playoffs and it's the Timberwolves, could you beat them? Could you beat? I don't know. We just talked about the Nuggets. You're not gonna beat the Nuggets. You beat a dark horse team like the Clippers, probably. I don't know, maybe. But if odds on, it's gonna be the Thunder. if you need to really, if this is all about championship or bust, if this is really about that, is this team going to give you that best chance? And I think the answer is already no. I think we've seen enough. I had enough hope about it, but if we're really like gut check, Cat's not been finishing games,
No, he
and
hasn't.
it's a consistent pattern.
No,
They play better without him on the floor.
he's an
I mean, he
infuriating
has
player.
no.
Like he is a coach's nightmare because he is arguably he's probably in terms of just actual talent at playing basketball, he probably is top five. But in terms of what's going on upstairs, he's like bottom.
I I don't know. If you're not, if based
One
on that assessment alone, like how
one
could you
thing
not be
I
sold on this?
saw that was interesting was I don't know who I can't remember who it was, but the most recent guest on the Zach Lowe show made a great point for about the Knicks and the Heat. They can both double the amount of first round picks that they can send out this summer rather than right now. So that could really send them to the back of the queue almost in terms of looking to make a deal, get a deal done before the deadline, which is in 1 week from now, which is an interesting point. If you could, I just find it so hard to get rid of Josh Hart because I think he provides so much to this team.
Stop. Just
But
stop.
I
Stop
also
it.
know that he's not as good a player as Mikhail or OG, so we have to keep one of them over him. But I just think that
Yeah.
energy that he brings is so important. If our team is still, if we make a trade for Giannis and our starting team is Brunson, McBride, Bridges, Giannis, Mitchell Robinson, and we've got Shamit. Um, who else do we have off the bench? Kolick and who
Yabusele.
like Yabusele, like that just feels like such a. I know Giannis is so great, and I'm probably going to eat my shit when he goes to another team and he's great throughout the playoffs. But I haven't seen him play great playoff basketball in like 3 years. There's like I'm just like this calf injury worries me about. It really does scare me about Giannis. If it just niggles were coming up for Giannis, I could deal with it. The fact that it feels like consistently this same injury, that's what scares me about a big trade for Giannis.
That's fair. That's fair. It's not without risk. It's not without risk, and you're trading a known. So I think the known quantity here is that the Knicks probably can eke their way into a championship, but there's a pretty big concern that they don't even make it to the Eastern Conference Finals with the way that they've been playing recently. Very real possibility there. So I think your ceiling is Eastern Conference finalist, and your floor is maybe you're out in the first round. I mean, I don't know. Like look at their performance last year in that first round. I mean, the Pistons are showing why. I mean, the Pistons are great, but I mean the Knicks had to rely on some pretty crazy luck and heroism from Brunson. You
And
know,
everyone,
yeah.
he's our
But
hero.
do you?
Let him be hero.
That's why you take. That's why you get two of them. That's why you get two of them.
That's fair.
That's your ultimate insurance for a playoff run. And do you still get to the playoffs if Giannis takes a little bit more time? Give him a little bit more rest? Maybe I mean, you're still probably going to lose at the same rate you're losing now. You're a second seed. I mean, there's so much room for error here. There's so much room for error. You could rest both of them probably for 20 more games, and you'd still be in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference.
We also still have that fear about Mitchell Robinson's health as well, though, which is another issue when it comes to like going extra all in. We already are all in, but like going like even more all in than we possibly can do. Like, uh, yeah, it's so tough because I know that, like the right answer is that we should go and trade him as long as we're keeping Brunson. Who cares? But I'm just so wrapped up in scars from last year with missing free throws and the importance of depth right now that I just can't like fully jump on board.
Yeah. The second that Giannis puts on a uniform and he runs from weak side and starts blocking shots, when he starts exploding in the fast break, when your defense really starts to get put together with him out there, I think you'd be okay. I think you'd be just fine. And I think you'd take the risk. So the risk is Giannis gets hurt. And then you're probably not a championship contender. But the upside is Giannis doesn't get hurt. You guys gel really nicely. And maybe that's a championship team. I don't know. Maybe that's a question mark. I think you've had enough time to evaluate this team and say that's probably not going to win all the way through a final series. Probably not.
Yeah, no, like that's fair. I'm interested to see how close the Knicks can get in terms of offering a package now, and maybe trying to talk the Bucks into waiting till the summer
Yeah,
so they can offer them more picks or
yeah.
something. I don't know.
And then the Portland piece of this is interesting too. I don't know if that happens, with them. Giannis wanted to play with Drew, with Portland holding on to Milwaukee picks, with them having some salary that they could send over, guys like Jeremy Grant. That they could be a piece of this that makes it make sense in a way that the Knicks don't have real picks right now. They have Washington
Swaps.
picks that'll convert. Yeah, those Washington picks that's going to be second round picks.
Yeah.
Um, but who knows? They will not be the strongest bidder, but Giannis will play a role in this if he ultimately wants to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the next on the list is the Heat. I think
Weak
my
again.
first.
They're also weak.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the young guys are still just. I mean, as we checked in at the trade deadline last year, not that great. There's no star power that we see, but Khalil Ware, fascinating, really interesting piece of it. Is he the piece that I mean? It seems really got to be like Khalil's gonna be like a diet Wemby. Like, is he that kind of player? I don't know. But I think that the really fascinating part about this is that the reason that they don't have a lot of pick swaps and picks that they can send is because they traded a first rounder for Terry Rozier. Just let that sink in. Uh, enough said. Like this just goes to show, like, man, like you really have to think about those future picks, man. Like as whatever haul comes in for Giannis, you gotta think like it's really hard. It's so abstract to think about. Oh, 2031, like who's even gonna be drafted then? Well, it's not even about the draft. Like maybe you're in a position like the Heat are. Like could they be in a better position to make this trade? And they're not because they traded a first round pick for Terry Rozier. Um, but yeah, I don't think that their package will be that strong, even with Khalil Ware there. Even if they're able to find a way to recoup a first round pick from another team to make those swaps work. I just don't think that their young guys are really going to add up to the kind of talent that the Bucks are gonna demand. The draft capital not going to be there either.
They just don't have any player that you could like sell. Or maybe this guy could be like the next Shea. They just don't have that like player that you could really kind of take that risk on right now in terms of believing, talking yourself into them being like a blue chip talent.
Yeah, Norm Powell's nice. Tyler Hero's nice. Khalil Ware's nice, and Khalil's maybe the guy. I think it really depends how you scout him. I still think that there's a lot there, and the upside is really high, but you just don't know if it'll get there. He's still such a project. I mean, Bucks are looking for a project. I mean, maybe they evaluate him, and Khalil's a really fascinating guy for them. Um, but and we can kind of gloss over Minnesota too. Let's go to Minnesota.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
there's
impossible.
no
Like,
way. There's no way. They're in talks, which is interesting to me because like I don't see a trade that makes sense. I mean, the salary matching, you'd need to obviously send Gobert. They don't really have picks to send. Who cares about Dillingham
yeah,
anymore? Like he can't even get on the floor.
can they talk themselves into Dillingham being a legit player? Like when I was looking at this one, I was like, so it's like Randall, Conley, Dillingham, and Ingles just to get Giannis, and probably like I think they have a 2032 first rounder that they can trade maybe.
Yeah,
Like that's what the salary matching that they would have to do there. Because I mean, like I guess you'd want to keep Gobert because I mean, the Bucks have always had a center playing with Giannis, so I mean, I guess they'd want to keep a center, but also Gobert and Giannis on the floor together.
Nas, Nas and Giannis
Yeah,
would be the
yeah.
pairing that I'd be really curious about. But dude, there's just there's no way. I
The, the
they
the
don't
the
have it.
fine line they have to walk with salary cap and stuff as well. Like, yeah, no, the Wolves just I don't see how they can be anywhere near the front of the line here.
Yeah. Here's where it gets interesting. The Warriors, who we were fated to cover after about a week and a half when Jimmy Butler blows up his Achilles and Kuminga hyperextends his knee, and then they play Minnesota twice. And newsflash: basketball is not the most important thing happening in Minnesota right now. So I mean, those games were not important. So the most important thing to talk about for our Warriors that we picked out of a hat is this trade, man. Like this is it. This is I think the only way to make sense of the end of Curry's time. I think from a ideological perspective, do you value Curry's end here more than you value the players and the immediate future, which is blurry as it is? My answer is yes.
Honestly, they don't really blow up like this trade works for them. The Warriors get Giannis and Kuzma. They give up Butler, Kuminga, and Podziemski 3 first-round picks. They own 6 of their next 7. Like it doesn't like it maybe hurts their future with draft capital on that, but it doesn't like completely deplete their rotation because like Kuminga barely gets on the floor. Podziemski only became a starter when Butler went out. Like it's not that crazy.
I think that the thought is, hey, like our post Giannis slash, and maybe not. Like maybe the idea is, hey, Curry's gonna retire in. Maybe he pulls a LeBron and he retires in 4 years. He's 41. I mean, I could see that if he's not slowing down, he can still shoot. Like as long as he doesn't have that load on him. Giannis, maybe he can stay healthy and he plays another 5 6 years. He might be a different player, but he's somewhat of a stabilizing force post Curry, maybe. But ultimately, you get a 2 3 year window of serious championship contention, serious championship, real, real stock in winning a championship that you haven't had. I mean, even the Butler trade was like really tough to sell yourself on it. Giannis and Curry gives you a shot at that. Maintaining a rotation, maybe get a couple years after that period of time where it will be tough and you're going to be sending out good picks to the Bucks, but that's just what it costs. That's what it costs to give your franchise player, your greatest player that will ever play in a Warriors jersey, one of the greatest players of all time, a chance to win a championship at the end of his career. I mean, we've opined on this. Everyone who loves Steph Curry, loves basketball, has wanted this for him. Like he wants another chance at it. You give him that with this, and you just don't look back. I think it's a no brainer to me if that, and that might be the best. Is that not one of the best packages out there? To be honest, like you get
Yeah,
a
I mean
chance
in
in a young
terms of like
player.
realistic packages that like both teams, I think. Well, I think the Warriors would definitely be able to sell themselves on, and the Bucks could also potentially sell themselves on. I think that's like right up there. I think in terms of moves that could be made before the deadline and not moves that may be made in the summer, I think the Warriors have got to be at least in the top 3 for sure. In terms of like realistic, because I mean, you could talk yourself into maybe the Spurs making a deal, which would be they could send a stacked load of picks that don't
Very
belong to
simple.
them, and they could like break up a bit of their young core. Like that could happen, and like maybe one other like kind of a couple others that I looked at, like can the Lakers find a way to talk themselves into the Bucks believing that Reeves is the next great player? That's maybe an area they try to go. Trade Reeves and LeBron and that first round pick that they have for Giannis.
Oh,
I was kind of including LeBron. Yeah,
love
I
it,
got it.
love it.
Doncic is the future now. They can actually play some defense, maybe with Giannis on the team. That could be possible. And also the Rockets. Do
Hmm.
they double down on their going all in when they kind of they started that when they moved for Durant? Do they go move for Giannis? Maybe give up Şengün and Van Vliet and that 2027 Brooklyn swap and maybe a 2029 first? That could be something.
That that one is what interests me, and that definitely it's my least favorite one to be honest. It's my least favorite one because what Giannis has struggled with is at times lack of shooting around him, and he doesn't get the spacing he needs to really take advantage of that. And how does that bode for the development of Ahmed Thompson, and your other young guys? I mean, I think he'd work. I think he'd work well there. I mean, him next to Durant, of course, would be really fascinating. But yeah, the Rockets still have their own things to sort out. And is this is I mean, anyone's gonna do this though. We can talk about how's it gonna fit? Like, is this player gonna really develop next to him? Are they gonna have the spacing? Like, how are they gonna like? Is he gonna play the 5? Is he gonna play the 4? Like, doesn't matter, dude. Like, I mean, this is a really short conversation for any of these teams. If you get it done and you're not like completely screwed, you do it. It's Giannis. You just do it. His calf's been tight. I don't know. No, you just do it. You just do it. It's Giannis. Unless you totally screw yourself in the future and the present, you can screw yourself in the future and argue that the present is good enough. As long as you don't screw yourself in both ends of it, then you just do it, man. It's such a no-brainer. Giannis is just a no-brainer player that anyone who has a chance to do it. I mean, how? What if the funniest outcome of this, Ronan, would be if the Bulls trade for Giannis? That would be the funniest outcome of this.
What package would they offer? Hit me with it.
That would be all of their. So what would happen is that Giannis would be like the Knicks thing would fall through, and Portland's like, yeah, I'm all set. I'm gonna keep all my stuff, and the Knicks will be like, here's Cat, and then Mark would be like, yeah, screw you, and then maybe like the Warriors are just not willing to do it because they don't care. They're like the two timelines. It's not over. Two timelines. Our draft picks. And then every other team's like, is he gonna fit? I don't know if he's gonna fit. Is it really worth it? And then Giannis is like, well, I've always wanted to play for Chicago. And then Chicago's like, all right, let's send everything. Like, let's send every pick. Let's send Vooch and Patrick Williams a matching salary. You want Kobe White? We'll give you Kobe White. And enter the newest age of mediocrity for the Chicago Bulls as they do exactly what the Bucks have done for the last 3 years until Giannis decides to get the hell out of there and just retire and go hang out with his family. That would be the fitting end to this. To be honest, that would be the balancing act.
Yeah, that feel good for you. Yeah, I mean, obviously, just quickly on your Bulls, I know that's obviously been rough for you this year because they're winning when they shouldn't too much. But you had to enjoy that win on D Rose jersey retirement night. That was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
No, of course. I mean, they always have their moments like that, and you got to be happy about it. And I mean, hey, the Bulls have I believe seventh as of last week, seventh best record against above 500 teams in the league, which is just so fitting because they're also bottom fifth in record against teams with a record below 500. So don't know what to make of that. But I mean, they're a team who will also hopefully be active in this trade market. Hopefully, they do enough stupidity to get worse. That would be my hope. Um, yeah, man. Every team's gonna make a call. Giannis is that guy. He's hope. He's a franchise. He's a walking franchise, and I think he's one of the greats, man. Like he's one of the most unique players you see in this generation, and sad to see this happen in Milwaukee. Honestly, it sucks. A team that they got a championship out of it. At the end of the day, they had some good years. They had their chances, and they did their best. Like they tried. They
They
went out.
did.
They made that Dame trade. They went out and they
Yeah.
got Drew Holiday. They tried to put this team together, and sometimes it doesn't. You don't building a dynasty just doesn't happen all the time. You know, and this next chapter should be interesting wherever it goes.
Let me put you on the spot. Does the deal happen before the trade deadline, or does it happen in the summer?
I think. I mean, when we look at these types of big star deals, most of them always happen in the summer, and the reason for that is the amount of assets that get freed up. Books are cleaner. Draft stock is more clear. Whose picks will be where, and it gives it an easier sense of the direction of most teams as well. People will get injured. Playoff hopes will be dwindled or accelerated, and it's just so much easier to talk yourselves into these bigger trades as opposed to in the middle of the season where there's a lot of but maybes, and you're not sure what half of these teams are really thinking. But I think there's just so much uncertainty in the league right now in terms of contention and in terms of like where he will go, and I think there's enough bidding right now, which is just a perfect example of how the Luka trade is just so insane. It's so insane. It'll always come back to that. Every time there's gonna be a star trade, I'll be like, dude, I can't believe that Luka trade went down the way it did. Because can you imagine if it went down like this? If Luka was for sale right now, like what bidding war would have happened? Because I think the inertia from the trade rumors being confirmed and people being on the phone is that teams will be like, if we don't do this now, our window will close. If we have a good deal on the table right now,
The FOMO will kick in on these guys.
yeah, exactly. If you have a deal right now on the table that will be signed and you have Giannis on your team, if you wait till the summer, it could be too late. There might be 5 more teams there might be 8 more teams, there might be 10 more. The whole league might be on fire to get Giannis if you wait for that long. Right now, I mean, the realistic list is maybe 10, 8, I don't know. But it's going to be a lot harder. While there's more assets to be had, it's going to be a lot harder to get him. If the Bucks get a deal that's good enough and pen could be gone to paper, I think it might happen within the week.
Yeah. I do have to just bring up one important point that you were coming in hard on me for being a bit iffy about the Knicks going in for Giannis, when last week on this very podcast you said there was absolutely no chance in hell that the Knicks were trading for Giannis Antetokounmpo. I just want to remind you of that, okay?
Okay. Let me. In my defense, I think it's prisoner of the moment, right? Give me. I was prisoner of the moment, and I have so much hope for that. I love this Knicks team. I think I don't love them as much as you because you are true and true like Knicks blood, but I think it's a little too soon. It was a little too soon, and I think that the news wasn't as real as it is now. Now that it's tangible, right? Now that it's tangible, like you can't really get a sense of like if it's reality when it's just rumors and the Bucks are like, we're committed. Giannis is like, for trade. But now that it's like serious and you actually can envision Giannis on that court, my main thing is like there's no way that it actually gets to this point. I'm actually shocked. I am really shocked that we're even discussing Giannis trade because I felt that they would just never do it. Like Giannis is just too big a part of their franchise, and he would just never push hard enough to get traded. It just wouldn't happen. So why are the Knicks going to blow up their chemistry by being like, here's Cat, while Cat's already like struggling to feel good on his team? Like that would be terrible. That would be the end of your season. Like I don't know, like if he's even more sad than he is right now. But now that it's a reality, man, like I think it's you do everything you can. Everything you can within reason. Within reason.
Yes, the reason is probably what scares me the most. I think that's definitely the thing that's in the back of my head. Do you want to talk a bit more about the Warriors, or we get over to the fun corner and a bit of trivia and a few fun games?
Pajemski is cool sometimes. He's still pretty good. Quinton Post is nice. I won't talk about him for 10 minutes. I'm sad we didn't get to see Kuminga. I really wanted to hone in on that side of things and see where he's been at. Draymond Green is still such a good defender. Like, it's crazy that he still plays at the level that he does. He's still a defensive anchor for any team. He's still elite. He's still all NBA defense. First team, second team. I don't know. He's got to be on one of the teams. But I think that the way that this team still continues to play and occur is fun. It just feels a little bit. They need that juice. I think that's why this trade talk fit into them perfectly. My last thought on it is, dude, like we had the Dame and the Giannis thought. I remember how excited we were for that duo to work. Now, picturing the kind of offense you could put together with the rim pressure of Giannis, with the endless movement. Like Curry is a different player than Dame. Totally different. Like he doesn't need the ball in his hands. He's going to continue moving. He's going to like be able to play off of Giannis in a way that Dame couldn't. That would just be special. That would be some special basketball to see. Like true like 2-man game in a way that would be, I think, just fantastic to watch. That's what I hope for. And I think as we talked about these teams, I think the Warriors in this exact moment, based on the teams that are willing to talk right now, probably have the best package. Have the best package. And the best outcome. I think the best package and the highest window to do anything with this Giannis trade.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And like you just like the overall thinking with the Warriors, like it's just so clear that they're just way too reliant on Steph Curry. They're 12-12 when Steph doesn't score 25 or sits this season. Without Curry, they have an absolutely horrendous offensive rating, 104.9 in the games that he doesn't play. When he's on the bench, they still have the worst offense in the NBA. And then when he plays, when he's on the floor, they have the third best offense in the NBA. So they're just way too reliant on Curry, and he needs help if they're actually going to do anything. And Giannis is the type of help that he needs. Simple.
Yeah, and they're missing their Jordan Poole. They are missing their Jordan Poole. Like, I think Jordan Poole was the last of like true Warriors depth that they had, that to have someone come off the bench and really ball. And that they've always had that iteration. They've always had their Andre Iguodala's of the world that could come off and really make offense happen, and it'd be a steadying force. And you haven't seen that. Moses Moody is still through and through just a off ball role player. Buddy Hield is who he is. That there's not really much there. Like, the lack of talent is what matters. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the Warriors. It was not and I think really, to be frank about it, I think the watch, especially between those two games in Minnesota, I think it's just very clear, man, that like right now basketball is just not, it's not at the forefront of minds. There are much bigger things going on that people, including everybody. But that's why we have
Yeah.
basketball. That's why we try to get away when we can. It's a privilege to be able to podcast and talk about things that we can escape from, because I think those things matter much more. And I think anyone listening knows that, whether regardless of your opinion, there's bigger things going on in the world right now that we have to focus in on. With
Yeah,
that all said,
absolutely.
how about some fun trivia?
Let's get to some
Yeah.
fun trivia. Let's have a little bit of fun. We are going to go head to head in a little bit of trivia, but I think we'll finish off with that. I've got a couple of games for you, Chris, to start out with. And we're going to have a little game of winner stays on. So, winner stays on, most improved player edition. So, let's go. Anthony Black versus Denny Avdia.
Dude, I mean, it has to be Denny Avdia. My answer is definitely Denny Avdia, but dude, Anthony Black has been putting together. I think he's got some ceiling to him, man. Like, the ball handling, the shot making, that's some stuff that I really was not expecting. Sham God has like juiced this boy up, and who knows what's to come for him. But Denny is now like one of the best drivers in the NBA. Call him a grifter, whatever you want, but he's still, if you're putting him in one-on-one situations, he's getting by your guy. He's too big. He's too fast. He's great at creating contact. That three-point shot is still there. He's still a great defender, man. This guy is an all-star. He's been very good. I'm taking Avdia.
Okay, Denny Avdia versus Miles McBride.
Denny Avdia. Sorry.
Denny Avdia versus Michael Porter Jr.
Uh, better player, better team. I think it's still Denny.
Denny Avdia versus Jalen Johnson.
Oh, Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson versus his teammate, Nikhil Alexander Walker.
Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson versus Amen Thompson.
Oh, that's way too close to home, man. That's my boy. That's my guy. It's still Jalen Johnson. It's still Jalen Johnson.
I think we're seeing the trend here. I think
It's
you
still
might right
Jalen
now.
Johnson.
Jalen Johnson versus Jalen Duran.
Jalen Duran, shout out Jalen Duran. His game too has evolved in a crazy way. Like, that all ball stuff's been great. But again, I said it at the top of the pod, man. Jalen Johnson, Nikola Jokic, the only two guys doing what they're doing statistically. It's still Jalen Johnson, man. Who else you got from me?
And the final hurdle, Jalen Johnson versus Keontae George.
Key, great play. That shot making is still there. That confident. I think he's starting to really put it together. He's getting there. I think he's claimed that role as the Jazz's guy. He's going to be that starting point guard in the future. But the answer to the question is still Jalen Johnson, man. This guy, it's his to lose.
There you go. There you go. I felt like that was the way to go. It was really a conversation between Denny Avdia and Jalen Johnson.
Yeah,
We kind of
yeah.
knew that was the way. But yeah, no, that's interesting. I like the way you broke that down. It's good. But now we
But
got to
good
get
shout
to
outs, man. Good shout outs.
Yeah,
Those
no,
guys
for
have
real.
all really turned it up.
No, it's gonna be it's an interesting year in terms of most improved player. I think there's a real battle on there. I think obviously
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson is the favorite, but Denny, if the Blazers can find a way to finish with a better record than the Hawks, Denny Avdia could definitely like push his way into that conversation.
Yeah,
All right, now
Anthony
I'm really
Black
gonna test
though,
you.
we
Anthony
gotta get
Black,
to
yeah.
Anthony Black at some time, like, bro. Like the way he's been moving, like he's looking like a different player, and it's making me rethink like what I see in him as a player. Um,
The
and
only
it
guy on
makes
my
the
fantasy
Magic
team who's doing anything.
seriously, but the Magic season and their future gets interesting with his development for sure. He's not he's going from project to something, and as you're seeing that vision, it's like, well, what do we do with these guys, man? There's not a clear path forward, and he's starting to do some stuff. But we should definitely get into Magic and him at some point because I've loved what I've seen from Black.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, now this. I want you to name for me the top 10 scorers in the NBA this season that still qualified to hit the 65 game threshold, so that eliminates Nikola Jokic.
Okay, okay, all right. That only eliminates Nikola Jokic. All right, in no particular order, correct?
No particular order.
All right. Uh, Donovan Mitchell,
Yes, he is number 5, 29.4.
Luka Doncic.
Number 1, 33.6.
All right, Jalen Brown,
Jalen Brown is number 4, also 29.4.
Jalen Brunson,
Jalen Brunson is number 8, 27.6.
Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey, number 6, 29.2.
All right, now it's Kawhi Leonard,
Kawhi Leonard is there, just moved up to 7th place, 27.9 points per game.
James Harden.
James Harden misses out, he's number 15.
Ooh, really? Okay. Um, Devin Booker,
No, he also just misses out, number 14.
14. All right, so I've got how many do I have left? How many do I have left here?
4.
Wow, these have to be obvious.
It's 2 massive ones that you've completely forgotten. They're all pretty big, but like 2 of them you absolutely should be getting.
Jamal Murray,
Nope, he also just misses out, number 12.
number 12.
You're
I
missing
know,
2
I'll
and 3
definitely.
right now.
It's not Steph.
Steph is on the list at number 10, 27.3. Yeah.
Oh, wow, wow. Okay. Um, how am I missing two
So
and three?
2 very well knowns and one that you'd forget about. Giannis is not on there. He doesn't qualify
He
because
doesn't
of missed
qualify?
games.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so him
Sorry.
and Jokic doesn't qualify.
Yeah.
Um, I already got Maxi. I already got canvassing the Eastern Conference.
All 3 are in the
Who am I
East, are in the Western Conference.
Oh, Kevin Durant.
Nope, he just misses
What?
out, number 11.
That's crazy. Oh, Shea. How am I forget? How did I forget Shea?
Yes, number 2,
How
32
did I
points per
forget
game.
Shea? How did I forget Shea? Okay, so it's not Shea. Is it? Is it Wemby?
It's not Wemby.
It's not Wemby. Man, this is bad. This is very, very bad. I can't pull it out, man. The last one in the Western Conference is not Booker.
There's 2 more in the Western Conference. You know, you're going to cash out? Okay, I'll give it to you. You missed on Anthony Edwards, who's in at number 3, 29.4.
Yeah.
And, surprisingly enough, Larry Markkinen in at number 9, 27.4.
Yes. Probably. I mean, is he going to actually reach the games necessary to get there?
For now, he's still involved. But yes, that's
Yeah.
very possible that
At
he
some
falls
point,
out.
the Jazz are just going to pull him.
Yeah.
Speaking of trades, just get this man out of Utah. He's
He
too
could
good
be.
to
He could have
wasting
been
there.
in Golden State if they didn't think Podziemski was untradeable 18 months ago. He could have been there.
That's still crazy to me. All right. When you say fun, I get stressed and I'm ready to be tortured here. I think I have some pretty fair questions here, but let's see. I'm gonna go first. We've seen some really good 30-point per game scores this season. Jalen Brown's been really impressive. He's put together, I believe, 9 straight. Shea's put together a lot of games, but scoring consistently 30 points per game every night, night in, night out, doesn't happen very often. Pretty much any stretch for everything. It's funny, whenever you look it up, it's always going to be Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain has every record you can imagine. When we go post-merger, modern NBA, can you name the first the best, longest stretch of 30 point per game. 30 points scored per game.
Since the
I'll give
merger.
you
Okay.
four chances.
All right.
And I'll give you a half point. I'll give you a half point if you name the second. I'll give you full credit if you name the first.
Okay. Michael Jordan. No. Wow. Okay. Is Shea in there?
Shea is not in there. That was a question. I won't count that against you, but it is not Shea. And I'll just give you the number. This player scored 32 straight.
He scored 30 points in 32 straight.
32 straight.
James Harden?
James Harden is correct in 18-19. Second is Embiid in 2022, 2023. I think we forget about James Harden, man.
You do.
Houston Rockets James Harden was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just did not. He was a walking playoff ticket every single year. That was crazy. Nicely done. I thought that was a layup.
I guess it kind of should have been, but yeah, just the way, because obviously Shea is currently chasing Wilt's 20-point scoring streak, I believe, at the moment. That's what he's on the cusp of now, so that's why he was in my head. And like MJ after Wilt Chamberlain, usually all the scoring stuff is MJ. Yeah, that was interesting. I like that one. Okay, you want to go for a bit of back and forth here? Is that what you're feeling?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to give you a multiple choice question. Okay.
Okay.
You ready
okay,
for this?
Multiple choice. I'm good at that.
We'll talk. We'll go historic first of all. Who holds the record for the most consecutive seasons leading the NBA in assists? Is it Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, or John Stockton?
See, here's the thing. I think this is how multiple choices always go. This is my test taking acumen. It's never the obvious one. They call it the sexy A. You never pick the sexy A. John Stockton is the sexy A. So it can't be John Stockton. So it's got to be Magic Johnson.
You are incorrect.
No.
It is John Stockton. He did it nine years in a row. 9 years in a row. Crazy. Johnson only did it. He twice on 2 occasions. He did back-to-back years, but he never did it longer than that, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. With the amount of diamond that guy was doing. Robertson did it for 3 years in a row.
You tried to give me an easy one, and I thought myself out of it. All right. Going back to streaks, I love a good big man. Love a good double-double. Who has the longest double-double stretch in the modern NBA? Same thing. Full point for number 1 and half a point for number 2. And I will give you a hint that this is within the last decade.
It's in the last decade. Absolute double-double machines. Who have we got? See, I'm like ruling out like guys like we know, like you think on paper a guy like Rudy Gobert would be involved, but he really often scores below 10 points. Whether he maybe sometimes gets to 10 boards.
Double-doubles does not count turnovers, live ball turnovers.
Damn. Okay, so we're just talking points, rebounds, of course. That's what a double-double is. Yeah, right.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Longest stretch of double-doubles. I mean, is it Russell Westbrook?
That is a great thought, but that is incorrect.
Okay. It's because obviously he had a couple of seasons averaging a triple-double, so you kind of think that he would be involved there. Huh. I guess Jokic?
That is also incorrect.
Damn. All right. Huh. Let's see.
He is in the Western Conference currently. Did not always play in the Western Conference.
Oh, damn. Well, it can't be LeBron James. That's not a guess. I'm not guessing LeBron James.
I won't react.
I know, like, it's not Zubac, is it?
Nope, you have one guess remaining.
In the West, but wasn't always in the West. Is he on a good team or not? No, and that's probably a bit too obvious. Uh, it's- Damn, I'm trying to think of the guys that could be doing double doubles now, and my mind is going
61
blank.
straight double doubles.
Wow, wow. Uh, all right. Are they currently in the playoffs? Top six in the
Currently,
West? Are they in top six in the West?
I'm not answering that.
You're not answering? Okay, fair enough.
I gave you the conference.
That's
Double
fair.
double machine. Double double machine. Used to play in the Eastern Conference, now plays in the Western Conference. The last 10 years has had a 61 game streak of double doubles. Final answer.
Is it? Oh, this is going to be so wrong. Why am I even thinking about this? It's not Luke Cornett, is it?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I swear we watch basketball here. How is that your answer?
I have no idea. I thought you were really trying to stump me with a weird one there. All right, who have we got?
Luke Hart. I mean, you couldn't have had at least said the starter for the Spurs. I don't know, DeAndre Ayton or something. It's this one you're gonna kick yourself for, and I think it's more of a reflection on the team that has let him down. It is Domantas Sabonis,
Oh, of
the
course.
great double
Shit.
double generator
Yeah.
of this generation, forgotten in Sacramento, left to die in the Northwest. This guy uh, is great at rebounding the ball and putting the ball in the basket.
Yeah, he's
Quite
good
good.
at that.
Quite good
Damn,
at that.
that's
Quite
that's
good.
an annoying one. But yeah, I blame the Kings for that. They
Yeah.
just are just so forgettable.
Luke Cornett is the craziest answer I could have ever
I
expected
would
to
love to
that
know if he even
question.
has 61 double doubles in his whole career.
Let's find out.
We gotta look that up right now.
Like, who else? Like, should we just say, can you name centers in the Western Conference? And I'm sure you'd come up with 20 before you even answer
Yeah, I was also kind of thinking of Isaiah
that.
Hartenstein, but like, yeah, that
I would
was
have been
it.
happier with you saying that. That would
Yeah,
have
that
been
would have
much
been.
happier.
That's fair. Yeah. Oh god, I need to see this number now. What does he have? Like 12?
Luke Cornett has 9 double doubles in a.
I don't know why I got it in my head that he was a starter somewhere for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, that was a crap out there. Yeah, that's not great.
Oh my god. All
Okay,
right.
let's
Can only
switch
go
it
up
up
from
here.
there.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a current season. Who leads the NBA in field goal percentage this year? Is it Giannis Antetokounmpo, Rudy Gobert, or DeAndre Ayton?
Hmm, okay. So
Go against your gut here. That's what I'm
it's
going to
not
tell you.
Giannis. It's not Giannis. And I think Rudy is shooting, I think, a little over 60% last I checked. I think he's shooting around like 60. I think it's Ayton.
You would be incorrect. It
Oh my
is the
god.
mean, lean Rudy machine. He's up at over 70%, 70.7. Ayton is second, 66.3.
He's second. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Ayton
tough.
second. Yeah,
66. Wow. Good for
yeah.
him.
I told you to go against your gut. I knew your gut was going to say it's not Rudy, but at least you didn't
Oh
guess Luke
man.
Cornett.
I should have. The answer is D. D. Um, Staying with the streaks, your boy, your favorite, the greatest of all time according to Ronan Gain, LeBron James. Been in 21 straight All Star games. He stands to possibly miss his first one since his second year in the league. Who holds the second most to LeBron's 21 season streak of All Star selections?
D. I want to say that it's got to be Kareem.
But he did have 8 straight,
Only eight straight. Wow.
1970 to 1977.
him there. That's interesting. Okay. I got to think of players who are actually on the floor because I'm like ruling out guys like Curry and Durant because I feel like they've missed full seasons. So that's like the blip in their timelines. And even like MJ had his breakup in his time as well. Is it Kobe?
Kobe from 2000, 2016. He had 18 straight.
There we go. All
That
right.
is the correct answer.
Nice.
I am getting cooked, chat. Once again, trivia is not fun. It's a tour of humiliation. What is your next question, Ronan?
Okay, here we go. Who leads the NBA in free throws made all time? Is it Karl Malone, LeBron James, or Kobe Bryant?
Okay.
Incorrect. It is
What?
Karl Malone. Karl
What?
Malone made 9,787. LeBron is in second place. You were close. LeBron has 8,771.
How many seasons did Malone play for?
I mean, he was there a while. What did he come into the league in 5? Was it? He was there till like 2004, right? He was there like 18, 19 years now.
That's 19 seasons. I underestimated that like crazy. Wow. Okay. All right. 0 for 4. Let's see. This
0 for 3. 0 for 3. Give yourself
0
credit.
for
It's
3.
only 0 for 3.
All right. So everyone's been talking about how the NBA is an international league. If we had an international versus national, that would be an interesting game. We'd probably lose by 1,000. But one country that's had more and more players here in the league is Australia. You'd be surprised to know that there are 13 Australian-born players currently in the league. 15 if you count Duop Reith and Matisse Thybulle, who are not technically born there, but grew up and played for Australia. Now, there's only one current active NBA player from Australia who has ever made an All-Star game. Can you name this player?
Well, let's see. The obvious ones at the moment. We know Dyson Daniels has not made an All-Star game. Josh Giddey has not made an All-Star game. He's a current player, right?
He is a current player. He has actually won a championship as well.
Okay. Hmm. Who has won championships of late? Nuggets players? Who has played for the Nuggets? Damn. I don't think this is going to come to me.
He was also a first overall pick.
First overall pick, and he's won a chip? Wow. Let's start this. Let's go back. Who the hell was born in who was actually born in Australia? This is like crazy. I can't think of I'm definitely gonna know this player. Would I know that he's Australian? Or is he like pseudo Australian there? He's just from there, but he's really American.
Well, he was born in Australia. It is known.
Okay.
It is known.
Okay. Alright. I don't want points for
for
this. If you give me the year, give me the year.
All right, I'm just going to give you a little more. He is Rookie of the Year in 2012, where he was drafted from Duke. He hit a game-winning shot.
Andrew Wiggins.
No, he's from Canada.
That's true.
And he was not drafted in 2012.
Where was he drafted?
I believe he was drafted.
Oh, he's 2014, wasn't he?
2014.
Yeah.
Now, he hit the game-winning shot in a Game 7 of the finals.
Holy moly. Drafted number 1 in 2012 out of Duke. This is really bad. Oh my god. Damn, I completely forgot he's from Australia. Shit. Yeah,
I'm nice
Kyrie
to you.
Irving.
I give you
Kyrie
enough
Irving.
hints to get you there. See,
Yeah.
folks, let me be known as a gracious trivia player. And
I completely forgot that he was Australian, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It is. But
The Duke in 2012, yeah, I should have got that. Well, he was 2011 technically, but yeah, one rookie in 2012.
potentially could be the best team in the world if they got everyone together, right? You got your Dyson Daniels, you got your Kyrie Irvings. If Ben Simmons was who Ben Simmons was supposed to be, little Dante Exum, little Jock Landale, they got a pretty good squad.
Yeah, man, they could have had something there. Maybe if they add Andrew Wiggins, I know he's Canadian, they'd throw him in there too. Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay, I have a nice little layup for you here. The last one, okay? You can do this. I believe in you. Most 30-point games in the NBA this season. SGA, Luka Doncic, or Anthony Edwards?
It's SGA.
It certainly is. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
All right. Well, now I know you just hand me layups. I can't overthink it. All right. One. What was that? I think he got all of them.
We don't need to count Kyrie. That was a bad one.
That's fair. Well,
or Sabonis. I think we'll go 2-1 really. I didn't get Sabonis.
Right,
I got too much with Kyrie, but I'll take the win. I always take the win. Easy stuff. But yeah, there you go. A little bit of fun to end the pod. We got it. Yeah, always nice to chime in with this sort of stuff. I know I always enjoy a bit of trivia. Chris, maybe not so much, but yeah, we got a week to go until the trade deadline. So I think our sole focus is going to be whether or not Giannis Antetokounmpo gets traded. So maybe we won't do a team of the week for this week.
I just lost trivia. Spin that wheel, Ronan.
We have to spin the wheel.
We have to spin the wheel.
You need to see the wheel spin.
Yeah. And
all right.
What ends up happening is I think that this is a wheel of doom because anytime we have spun the wheel, it's been probably that team's worst week, except for the Trailblazers. The Blazers are the one team that had a fantastic week. We got to cover their win over the Thunder, their ascension. Everyone else has just let out giants.
Yeah, no, it's been tough, but all right, let's go. My screen, here we go. Time to spin the wheel. All right, here we go. Oh, the New York Knicks. A nice easy one for me because I'm watching every game anyway. That's what we like to see. Well, this is a very interesting team to watch over the next week when they could potentially go and trade for Giannis. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting way to go. But yeah, there we go. New York Knicks.
Some more Knicks. This is just becoming Knicks coast to coast. I'm here for it. As long as I don't have to talk
I guess it's kind of in a pivotal week in the future of the Knicks if they somehow find a way to bite the bullet, or at least I guess it's not on them to bite the bullet. It's basically on the Bucks to bite the bullet, really, with their kind of mediocre package that they're going to be able to offer. But yeah, the Knicks are going to be our team for the week, and Chris still sucks at trivia, and that's kind of all you need to know.
Two great quotes from you this podcast. One, I'm paraphrasing, but when trading for Giannis, I don't know if we'll be in a position to win, and biting the bullet to trade for Giannis. Just, I don't know how deranged the season has made you, but I pray for your clarity as the coming days arrive at Giannis being a Knick.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. But yeah, keep your eyes out. Obviously, 1 week to go until the trade deadline. Giannis is probably the main story, but maybe some other moves could be made that could kind of change the fortunes of some teams. And of course, we'll be here to cover it all for you when they go down. But for now, that's going to do it. Thanks for sticking with us. Remember, we're everywhere on social media at Coast to Coast NBA. And most importantly, remember to take every shot and love every moment.